I like to move it. That's what we're talking about today.
Welcome to the Utah Real Estate Show podcast, the show where two agents and a lender teach real estate best practices by talking through mistakes we've seen and made.
So when I'm on the phone with somebody, it's always my main focus to figure out what are your needs with this move? Because some people are going to want the full service. They want white glove. I don't want to do a thing but point a finger and tell you guys where to put stuff. And I want you to pack and do all of that for me. And some people are DIYers, but maybe might not have the muscle power to lift their big credenza that's 5 feet tall and 7 feet wide.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Utah Real Estate Show. I am Tyler Cazier, Utah Real Estate Agent.
Jason Christiansen, Mortgage Lender.
Eric Wist, Utah Real Estate Agent. And today we have the amazing miracle movers. These guys are extraordinaires at making sure you get your stuff from one home to the other. This is Landon and his wife Amanda. They own the company. Glad to have you guys here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Thanks. Yeah.
So for our listeners and our viewers who may not know what Miracle Movers is, can you give me just a brief introduction? What do you guys do? What's your corner of the market?
Yeah, so basically we are your one-stop shop for anything relocation here locally in Utah. So we offer local moving, storage in our secure facility, junk removal. We also offer
Packing, unpacking
services, unpacking. Yeah, so
anything that requires muscle, we can probably figure out for you guys.
So if I want to move from one place to the other, I can get a loan and then just say I need my stuff from here to there. I can just do I have to do my laundry first, or when you say packing?
How does that work? That's always been my I've never used the mover, but I've always wanted to, because that's always the most giant frustration.
I hate moving.
I've even had clients go, I don't want to sell and buy because I don't want to move.
Yeah.
Moving sucks, right?
It does.
It's huge. So how does that work, or what are the different options?
yeah, so depending on the level of service, if we're doing packing and moving and unpacking, what we most likely would do is come to your home, do an on-site survey, gather an inventory. We get a little personal, look in your cupboards and kind of figure out the volume of stuff we're working with, so we know.
What about the top dresser drawer? You leave that alone?
Sometimes we look
Or
at
is
those.
it just shrink wrap the whole dresser?
It's the first place I look. So what we want to do is we want to figure how much packing material is it going to take to pack your entire home. We bring the packing material with us. We have expert packers that can put everything in boxes, label it to the room, the contents of the box, so we know where to put it at the destination.
We can color code if you'd like.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an easy process.
And it's not as common, but we have done unpacking as well. It's not a common service, but it has been done.
I think what's great about our services is we really strive to make your move customizable. So if you are, maybe your focus is budget and you're like, hey, I just want you to come grab the big stuff that I'm not physically capable of doing and I can do the small stuff. Or I want you to just pack my kitchen and I'll do the rest because I don't trust myself with my wine glasses or whatever it may be. So when I'm on the phone with somebody, it's always my main focus to figure out what are your needs with this move? Because some people are going to want the full service. They want white glove. I don't want to do a thing but point a finger and tell you guys where to put stuff. And I want you to pack and do all of that for me. And some people are DIYers, but maybe might not have the muscle power to lift their big credenza that's 5 feet tall and 7 feet wide.
Okay.
So do you have wine glass boxes?
There's dish packs.
Yep. So we have a thicker gauge box called a dish pack box, and everything is wrapped in paper. So it's paper wrapped, layers upon layers of paper in a box. So if it's packed correctly,
like a box that's thick.
Yeah, it's really thick gauge cardboard. So
interesting.
Stacking something heavy on it won't make it crush.
So where do you even begin? How do you bid something like that? Do you bid it by the room? Do you bid it by you have 47,000 pounds of things? How do you bid that?
Is it tonnage? Do you guys go how long does it take from start to finish?
That's a
type
great
of
question.
move? Because I know that's one of the big. That's always the stressful part is that last week, couple days before closing, we're trying to figure out deadlines, and people want to get out as quick as they can, but the other people want to get in as quick as they can. So how does that work as far as trying to time the move.
You know, it all starts with inventory. So it's super important with your move that you're honest with your movers, because we are basing all of our estimating off what you have. So if you tell me half of the items that you have, I'm going to estimate based off of that. And maybe I only send you one truck when you actually need two.
And then what do you do?
Lack of
Like,
resources.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, well, no, absolutely not. We'll always make it work, but it's always best to start with the proper resources and the right manpower. So everything's based off of inventory. We have a computer software that we use where it has like all of the main items, and we can add custom items for weird things, but we go off of cubic feet. So we take the cubic feet of all the items, all the boxes, and we get a total cubic feet and a total weight. And this helps us determine how many trucks, because we know how much cubic feet can fit in our trucks, and we know the weight capacity. And then from there, we have a general guideline of, okay, 3 movers, it probably takes about 2 to 3 hours to load a truck, maybe 1 to 3 to unload, depending on the property type. There's so many factors that go into it, because everybody, maybe it's a 3rd floor apartment and you have all those stairs. Or maybe you're downtown and you are in an elevator and it's a 300-foot walk from the elevator going downstairs.
Oh, man.
And then maybe another 200 yards to the truck because you can't park the truck. You know, we have to factor all of these things in. And luckily, moving has gotten pretty intelligent. So we have the software to help us, but also the experience.
So I'm curious, like, what is the average home in Utah? Like, how many cubic feet are in an average home in Utah? As far as, like, stuff.
Or
So-
your
Yeah.
your average.
What's
I
your
guess.
average move, cubic foot wise?
In a 2,500 square foot home, we're probably looking at about 2,000 to 2,400 cubic feet, which is about a truck and a half.
Just talking about this seems like there's so many variables. I don't know how.
What about
you
the
would
piano?
even-
What about the gun safe?
What about
What
this? What
jewelry?
about
Yeah, there's lots
how
of-
do you like?
Paintings?
One of the reasons, like, I recommend the moving companies, or like even when I had some, like my safe moved, was for insurance purposes too. So how does that work with you guys? Because in my mind, I'm just seeing disasters.
We have different levels of liability coverage when it comes to a move with us. There's the free 99 version is basically a released value of 60 cents per pound. So if there's a 100-pound dresser that gets a scratch or a nick on it, then you're entitled to up to $60 for a 100-pound dresser.
And that's the federal standard.
Interesting.
That's
In the
the
moving
federal
industry.
standard for moving. We do also have increased liability coverages called full valuation. And that's purchased beforehand. And obviously nobody wants accidents to happen, but they happen from time to time.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an insurance policy, but it increases our liability, right, to protect you in those cases that it does something does happen. It's about between 5 to 6.5% of the weight, depending on the deductible that you choose. Deductibles for us are $100 to $500. Higher the deductible that you choose, the lower the cost of the valuation, because you have more skin in the game, essentially.
Yeah.
But what that does is it increases the mover's liability up to $6 per pound. And so
from
with some,
60 cents to $6.
yep. And then any high value items you want to make sure you mention. You know, I think that everybody that's hired movers before probably has a horror story. So I would always make sure that you hire a reputable company. Absolutely, especially in the state of Utah, because we are not as regulated as other states.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this may sound like a dumb question. How do you tell if it's a reputable company? Like, I mean, lack of horror stories on the
Sure.
web? I mean, like, how do you rate that? Is there a Yelp
That's a good
review?
question.
Or, I mean, how do you know?
And that's a really good question. You have no idea whether you're getting a gentleman that started his moving company 2 weeks ago and has friends and they're renting U-Hauls, and we call them rogue movers. You know, they're here one day and they're gone the next. There's some that just work in the summertime, and then they, once September
Close
comes
up
around,
shop
they stop
and
their
they're
close
gone.
up shop and they don't answer the phone anymore. And
So
you know,
is it a regulated industry? Like, do you have to meet certain-
Utah is very unregulated when it comes to our industry. Some
Okay.
states are very regulated.
Always look up your mover on the FMSCA website and make sure they have a DOT number.
FMSCA.
FMSCA.
To be
Well, that's a Department of Transportation
yeah.
number. That is required. That's a federal number.
Okay.
A lot of states in besides Utah, will also have you register in the state. Utah doesn't have something like that. They just go by the DOT number. So I would for sure make sure they have a DOT number. And then you could even go to the Utah Business Entity website, look up their business, make sure it's actually registered.
They've been around for a while.
Yep, because there's not necessarily a license, so you can't do like a license lookup on movers, but that's some 2 solid ways.
So how long have you guys been in business?
We've been in business since 2018. We're coming up on June 11th will be our 5 years. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So did you start off with being a road mover in a U-Haul truck?
I did.
Watch out for those
I
guys.
did, but I was serious.
So where are you guys at now then? Because I mean, it sounds like you guys got you got a few trucks.
Yeah. So we as of right now, we're getting our 4th truck here next week. We're getting a brand new truck with hardly any miles on it. We're very excited.
We're really excited, and
Right.
probably no one will care as much as we do.
It tickles me pink, I know.
It's like the Lambo for him.
Okay, so tell us about this truck.
I want to hear about this truck.
Yeah.
It is it's basically my version of the Ferrari, basically. It's a Freightliner M2 extended cab. It has a moving body, so it has doors all over the side. Detachable ramps. It's just a dream when it comes to moving.
How many people can you ride?
You can fit 5 people.
Right, so you know.
So the entire crew.
Yeah.
It's 26 foot.
Yes. We like many hands make light work. We really like to send more than just 2 guys on a full truckload because they'll be there for 12 hours.
How many employees do you have?
We have 10 currently.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay, so how many total trucks?
we have 3 currently. We're 4th is on the
Getting
way.
the 4th one.
And
Nice.
then we have 10.
The Freightliner.
Yep.
It doesn't have a name.
What was that? Oh, the Freightliner?
Yeah.
We haven't came up with a name yet.
So currently our trucks are Bill, Bob, and Biggie Halls.
Here in Utah, I imagine you've probably run into some weird stuff that you've packed. Like, what's the weirdest thing that you've packed?
The weirdest thing we packed. I mean, when we're packing, we run into sex toys and stuff like that. You know, a lot of personal items.
Personal items.
There was
I have 9 boxes of personal items.
there was this really funny thing that happened. So we're in the middle of moving. We weren't packing. We were just moving a customer, and we're in the bedroom and lift up the bed, and there is a sex swing in the box. Under the bed, and the second we lift the mattress up, the wife walks into the room, sees the sex swing, looks at us, and then just turns around, turns around and leaves.
I have no words. Just put it in a box.
It was really funny.
She was embarrassed. She's like, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
She did not want to acknowledge the sex swing under the bed and turned around.
She probably forgot it was there.
Yeah,
That's a great band name. Sex Swing Under the Bed. Yeah, that's a great one.
So another thing that happened one time years ago, we were in the teenage son's bedroom moving stuff, and as I'm pulling the dresser out, behind there is I don't know, I can't remember how old he was, 14, 15 years old, and his marijuana stash was behind the dresser, and as I pulled the dresser out,
fell to the ground.
Dad or mom walks by and it's like, oh,
You didn't want to be responsible for that.
I no.
You're like,
no, I was
mine.
like not mine.
It's not mine. I know that the bag's not affiliated with me.
So I think I got him in trouble maybe on accident.
Nice. Okay.
What is your policy when you're moving a room and there is questionable? Do we just throw it in the dresser and wrap it up and away you go, or
There are some items we do not pack. So there's jewelry,
okay.
there's medications,
Money.
cash. You know, if we find
Briefcases
these items,
of cash.
briefcase of cash, we say, here, you deal with this. We don't want this to get lost, and we don't.
controlled substances?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
No controlled
Or
substances.
uncontrolled substances?
Uncontrolled.
At least not on purpose. I mean, if you pack yourself, how would we know? But
Yeah.
What about like firearms and stuff?
We can't take firearms.
Can't
in our
take
truck.
firearms.
No.
I assume that would be the case.
No firearms and ammo. If they're in a safe, I mean, whatever.
We move the safe. It
We
just
move
has
the
stuff
safe,
in it.
and we never open it.
we don't prefer it that way.
Don't prefer it, but it's. I'm sure it's happened.
Okay.
Uh,
But yeah, we'll usually have the homeowner or have the customer take their.
Nothing flammable. You don't want your shipment caught on fire.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
That would be bad.
No gas.
And you guys have never had a fire on your trucks?
Wait.
No.
Oh,
No.
Yes.
Okay,
What
that's
about?
impressive.
Have you ever heard about a fire on a truck?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How
How does that happen?
It's usually caused by malfunctioning braking systems in trucks. So, a
Boring,
truck,
I know.
truck,
Yeah.
nothing too exciting,
wanted a
but
better story.
truck going down Parley's Canyon,
Braking system overheats.
braking a little too hard.
Kerosene right over the wheel well.
And the thing about it is the floor, usually the floor for these vans are made of wood,
Right.
like, so right above the wheel well, we're talking about a wood floor
Yeah.
those trucks can catch fire. So
Huh.
Gotcha.
Isn't that just terrible?
Pretty hot
That is,
brakes.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
scary. So,
Well, you got a lot of weight going down the hill. I mean, that makes sense.
Still.
It'd be hot.
And that's especially why you don't want to put anything flammable in the truck.
no,
Yeah.
we don't need any explosions. So,
Yeah.
So do you have like a little, like you go to the post office and you're like, hey, don't mail any of these items? Do you have
Like a little
checklist
sign.
like that?
Like, is there
No
anything
batteries
in your
over
stuff?
this. No.
Oh.
yeah, we do have a disclosure in our estimate saying what we will transport, what we won't. And so, but we keep fire extinguishers on the truck. Back to fires.
It's probably wise.
But no, we definitely have a disclosure in our
Huh.
contract, and customers will have us try to take gasoline or take the propane tank, and we just have to,
The lawnmower
Yeah.
has to be emptied out.
Preferably.
but if it's got gas in it, they have a lot going on. So
Yeah.
thank goodness this didn't happen in my truck. It happened in a customer's rental truck that we were unloading.
Okay.
If it happened in my truck, I wouldn't be very happy about it. But they had these jugs of honey. They're probably like this big. If I were to guess the volume, 5 gallons in a jug.
Multiple honey buckets?
And
Multiples.
Oh boy.
So
Are these like a 5-gallon plastic jug or are these glass?
big plastic jug.
Okay.
And we had one of those break open. A customer of ours, when we were unloading the truck, we discovered 5 gallons of honey leaked all over their shipment.
Oh,
Must have happened in
man.
transit.
It happened somewhere in transit.
Oh, what did you do?
I went in and grabbed him and said, "Hey, I need you to come look at something, and you're not going to be very happy about it."
Wow.
And right when we got to that tier in the truck, as we were unloading, it was just all over the
Honey
floor,
everywhere.
honey everywhere, and so
It's probably an expensive rental truck cleaning fee.
Yeah, I
yeah,
imagine.
I think U-Haul probably hit them with a pretty gnarly bill
Yeah.
Yeah.
clean out their truck.
So do you guys only transport in Utah, or do you transport outside Utah as well?
Just
We're-
Utah.
Just Utah.
Only Utah.
Yep.
What if somebody lives on the right over the border in Nevada, or right?
Colorado City, let's say.
No, you're
Unfortunately,
not
we
going.
can't do it.
Is that a
Is there something
federal
on state
limitation?
lines?
Yes, yeah. So then we're getting into interstate territory, and there's a lot of really strict federal guidelines to adhere to in the household goods industry.
Okay.
And also the insurance is astronomical. So
So as long as you're moving in-state,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're moving from St. George to Ogden or vice versa.
Doesn't matter.
As long as you're in-state, you can cover the whole thing.
yeah, we
Absolutely.
can totally.
Well, what's awesome, when you're moving out of state, you have lots of options. So we could still help you with an out of state move. If full service moves, as far as like hiring one company and having them drive it out there, they can be pricey, right? So we can always help you look at options, and we can help you on one end here. For example, there's like companies such as Old Dominion, Pods. You can basically
Yeah.
rent that box, and we can help load on this end. You ship it to wherever you're going, and then just hire labor on the other end. And it usually ends up being a lot more cost effective for the customer to do it that way.
I started an affiliate program for anybody that would like to refer their friends and family for us to move them. When it comes to realtors and people in that industry, usually all they really want is that we take care of their client.
Yeah.
That's nobody's looking for kickbacks from the moving company, but anybody can sign up, and it's very simple. You have a login portal, and you basically just type in the lead's name, phone number, email, zip code they're moving from and to, and basically the size of the move, and just hit send. And it'll come straight through to our system, and we can track it and see who sent that lead to us, and give you a thank you at least.
Nice.
Yeah, we pay out 5% commission. So if they
Oh,
book
nice.
and they move, we'll, as a thank you, give you 5% of the commission of their move. You can track it on your affiliate portal. So you can go to miraclemoversutah.com/affiliate, and there's no rules to it. So anybody can sign up, and we'll take great care of your client. So if you have somebody that's moving or a friend or family, you just hop into your portal, put their info in, we'll give them a call, and that's the extent of your job as far as that goes.
Man, I love that.
Quick note for the real estate agents.
Yeah.
For the Division of Real Estate. If there's an affiliated business agreement, that needs to be disclosed at the time of the referral. So if you're an agent, you plan on getting a kickback, just let your client know.
Let your client know.
Like there's an affiliated business agreement. So,
Otherwise, you might end up with a fine.
Yep, we don't want that.
We don't want that. No, we don't. We've worked with realtors that actually use our services as a competitive advantage as far as we will pay for a portion of it, is something I've heard before. So
yeah, that's a great closing gift.
the one thing I would like to touch on is storage. That is something that we recently started offering as of last January. We moved into a 8,000 square foot facilities to where we can store customers' belongings, temporary or long term.
Nice.
What is temporary? Just out of curiosity,
Anywhere
like a
from
couple hours
a
or
few days to a few weeks.
okay.
So let's think about when you're in the home buying process and you're selling a home, you're buying a home at the same time, you have this weird gap of time and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
I got to get out of this house, and I have a week or, however long, I have 2 days until I can get into the other place. We can come pick up your items, put them in our truck, take them back to our facility, load them up into secure containerized vaults. They're basically these big wooden crates that are yours. And then whenever you're ready for us to deliver them, we put the whole entire vaults into the truck
And off it goes.
and deliver it to you.
Nice.
So it creates
So you can have it there. I mean, if somebody sells their house and they just need to like rent for a month or two or Airbnb for a month or two, you guys can store all their possessions in a move-ready state.
Yep.
And then off they go. What if they forgot their toothbrush or something in that box? Can they just like come and pick it out, or is it just like in the box?
Probably would just recommend buying a new toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a warehouse handling fee if somebody wants to come access it. So if they're going to store with us, we probably suggest that just have us store the stuff that you're not.
Comb through it. Make sure you're not going to need this stuff until you move into your next house.
Because you're not getting to it.
Yeah, because you're not going
and
to
you
it.
can always access it, but over a toothbrush, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
I would just go buy another $2 toothbrush.
So how do people get a hold of you?
Please call us.
Social media?
Social media.
So yeah, we have social media. We have our website, miraclemoversutah.com. Phone call is always the best, but if you fill out any of the estimate forms on our website, somebody will get back to them very quickly. So we're usually on the ball about 5 minutes. You'll get a call.
So sad to do this without Eric, but what'd you learn?
Well, my key takeaway is that there are a lot more services available to me in the moving world than I realized. I thought it was just pick it up, put in the truck, but there's a lot more available, and it's obviously pay per service, right? But at the same time, like I could just sit back in my lazy boy and say, move this, move that, move that, move that, move that, and it will get taken care of.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's good to know that you may want to put some things in boxes before they get there. Label this.
Certain things that might be under the bed. Yeah.
Kitchen.
But this is
From my arthritis. So it's been really good having you on. Now, we were just barely talking about how we could wrap this up, and Tyler suggested that you offer something, and this is kind of crazy. What are you willing to do for real estate agents?
We are definitely willing to offer, if real estate send us their clients for us to move them, we will give their clients 5% off their entire bill
which is huge.
and give the real estate agent 5% of that bill as well.
Which is huger.
Yeah.
Futurist.
Yep. Just mention the Utah Real Estate Show.
There you go.
Just make sure that we can get you
Awesome.
settled up with that deal.
And make sure to go on our website, sign up as an affiliate, miraclemoversutah.com/affiliate to sign up for that.
Yeah, so share this video with your friends, 10% off, right? And give us a comment of any good or bad experience you've had with your movers.
If you want to get in touch with us, shoot us a text at 801-228-7687. Make sure you mention the show. You can email us at theutahrealestateshow@gmail.com. You can watch this show on YouTube, and you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you learned something, or if you really love this show, give us a like on YouTube and drop a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. The Utah Real Estate Show is a production of Hive Collective at Presidio Real Estate, with support from Security Home Mortgage. The NMLS number for Security Home Mortgage is 178787. The NMLS number for Jason Christiansen is 240472, Equal Housing Lender. Not only is this not legal or investment advice, but you should definitely talk to a pro before you make any real estate decision. Every situation is different and should be considered in context. Copyright Jason Christiansen, Eric Wist, and Tyler Cazier. All rights reserved. Talk to you next week.
So look at the
business.
company and then check on that website.
Yeah, FMSCA.
Find the government website.
Okay.
So, but I'm sure our editor will put that in there.
I'm the editor.
Yes. I'll write it down for
Definitely put it
you.
there for a second. Apparently he's going to die.
Oh no.
And I want to get rid of this box. It's not going to come in here. So, did you unload a burning truck?
Wait. Are you alive now? Are you going to be not dead?
I don't know.
He needed
It's got
water.
like a
Did you
little
inhale your water?
something. Yeah.
Are we ready?
Okay, so let's...
Jeez, Tyler,
What
put
did
yourself
we-
together.
we just been talking...
I know right where we're at.
Okay, good. Thanks for that. I think we're going to excuse Eric because I think
just
he
keep
just
going?
went outside to die. So,
Okay, well, if he doesn't come back, rest
sorry.
in peace.
Rest in peace.
My heart's
Yes,
with
good.
him.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
So wait.
We need to, you take this one.
Okay, fine.
Pull that one sort of towards you, just pointing it at you. And I think that one's fine for you because I was catching the edge angle on that one. But now that we're down to 4, we don't have to worry about Eric. We kick him off.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough
I was
of
going to try
band-aids.
and bring this into like I didn't know what they were talking about, but it's all it's gone now.
Now,
Trying to think of other weird things that
My
we've
church
had.
has adult parties.
there you go. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe it's a
His
very
arthritis
special
toothbrush costs.
I
gold-plated toothbrush.
leave that in storage. Just leave it in storage. It'll be fine. Oh
Yes.
yes, you have to like splice everything.
That's
in.
okay. I can.
Sorry, we're
I
kind of
know
all over the place.
I know the editor. I like to move it.
I'm not singing. I'm not singing.
Whatever.
Are we doing
Do right arm. Just go. That's what we're talking about today. You love doing that. I have to cut those out every single time. You know that, right?
You don't have to.
I think you should leave one or two in.
Are you not doing the hand?
I didn't point. I was.
You're looking that way. You're not, John. You're looking at
You
them.
beat it into my head. That's more than you get paid usually.
That's. I don't want to talk about my pay on camera. Okay. All right.
close
So
at
how
16.
do we open this up, Jason? How do we close it up? How are we in the start, the end? Go hit stop and make sure we recorded this whole thing.
I just took a picture at the beginning.
Has that happened before?
Yes.